First things first, you're not needy, you're not creepy, you're not giving them the needy vibe, you're not giving them the desperate vibe. You're not giving them the crazy person energy. Because let me tell you something, when you're needy and desperate and you come across as that, right? Um, Being emotionally unavailable will make you look stoic. Even though you might not be stoic, the emotional unavailability behavior causes people to just see you as like somebody who has complete control over their lives. And they see your emotional unavailability as strength, when in reality is really weakness disguised as strength. Um, Anything that doesn't make you look desperate and needy is a plus, right? When it comes to dating, maybe not when it comes to creating emotional intimacy, but when it comes to this type of stuff, it's always a plus, right? At least in the beginning, it's a plus, but then over time, the emotional unavailability becomes a burden. But essentially, you just look more smooth. And when you do this, you become your most attractive self, honestly. Like, you are the most attractive when you are emotionally unavailable for people. As a guy, when I get a girlfriend, I become emotionally unavailable to other women, and all of a sudden, I'm more attractive, right? Even when you're dating people, you will notice that when you like them, they don't like you back. But when you don't like them, emotionally unavailable, they tend to like you back. This is why I always tell people, observe when you don't like the person. Look at the behavior that you could implement in your life based on that behavior, something that's not too abusive and evil, and try to let it marinate you so that you could apply in other areas. And some of the things in that is really just a stoic, nonchalant, relaxed attitude you tend to have when you don't give a fuck, when you don't care if they walk away. Is that you become unattainable. You appear unattainable whenever you're emotionally unavailable. And again, we're going to talk about the second part of the video. We're going to talk about what are some behavior you guys can adapt in your life to have an air of emotional unavailability while being emotional unavailable. How to have the good without the bad. How to have the virus without the killing part. Inoculation, you know what I'm saying? So let's talk about this. First things first is that you become unattainable. The challenge of winning over someone who is emotionally distant or unavailable can create a sense of excitement and intrigue, especially for people who are bored, especially for people who seek excitement, or especially for people who always get validated, who are always wanted by other people, right? You instantly stand out. That's why when you don't like the guy, when you don't like the girl, when you don't like the zer, let me not get in trouble with YouTube. When you don't like them, they tend to like you back. And the reason why is because your emotional unavailability, right? And we're going to talk about, again, the behavior that you guys can adapt. But that's the first thing, is that you just become something unattainable, and you become a ego boost to win you over, right? People want to win. People like competition. People like things that are difficult. And if you become difficult, you become a challenge for people to try to win you over, you know? Now, the next thing is that you projecting a fantasy, right? Emotionally unavailable may seek fantasies of being the one who can fix or change them, right? The sense of the leading to a sense of importance or specialness in the eyes of their partner. This projection of a fantasy narrative can be alluring to those who are seeking validation or a sense of purpose. In other words, people who are bored, people who don't have nothing to do. That's why Robert Greene says choose the right victim, and he says choose people, evil shit, who are bored and have nothing to do with their time. Right? Those are the ones who are susceptible to falling deeply in love with someone and projecting these types of fantasies. Those are the ones who will fall in love with emotionally unavailable people, right? And this is why developing a meditation practice and developing a sense of purpose is so important. In other words, having a life. Because if you don't, you're gonna start seeking purpose in your relationships. And usually, the inspiration to be in a relationship shouldn't be to find purpose. It should just be to just connect with people. You know what I'm saying? Now, the next thing is that, again, similar to the fantasies, is that a projecting mechanism comes out because you start to project your unresolved traumas. This person might remind you of somebody from the past, like a parent who was emotionally unavailable, right? Or kids who are from emotionally unavailable countries like Japan and South Korea, North Korea too, right? Those people tend to be prone to being emotionally unavailable. But essentially is that they start to feel the sensations they felt as children, the feelings that they couldn't describe of wanting their parents' validation. They couldn't describe it, but they had the sensation of seeking their validation. And this feeling is felt when somebody acts similar to our parents, who have that similar similar like gestural look. If you squint, they look like your parents in either appearance or behavior. And this tends to almost like a flashback, like flashback, and like something reminds you, triggers it. You get triggered by a certain stimuli, and it reverts you back to that point. And it's your brain's way of resolving that unresolved trauma. You look like the person who rejected me. Now let me gain your validation. It's almost like when your dog dies, you'll buy a dog that looks similar to the other dog, so that you could release those emotions and find a way to grieve through that projecting mechanism, because it kind of looks like your old dog, if that makes any sense. And it's very similar to the next point, is that you just start seeking validation more, right? When they start seeking validation from you more. Some individuals are drawn to emotionally unavailable people as a way to seek validation or approval. It becomes a challenge. When they feel that, like, when you have low self-esteem, the only thing that will increase your self-esteem is someone's validation. And so if that's what you found that makes you happy as a kid, then you're going to start doing that as an adult. So you'll gravitate towards those who don't validate you as a challenge, or you'll gravitate towards those who don't validate you because deep down you really feel like you don't deserve it. So you tend to go for those people who would tell you, I don't want to be with you, so that they can validate your own self-opinion. We tend to do that. We gravitate towards people. If you have a negative self-opinion, you're not going to stay with someone who confirms. You're not going to stay with someone who makes you feel good about yourself. You're just going to find them boring. Oh, this person is too sweet. Oh, this person is too nice. You're going to go towards that person who's such a challenge that you feel like shit. The reason why is because deep down, that's what you really believe you deserve. So you'd rather stay with people who keep you feeling that way. I know it's weird, but that's what people do. The next thing is that they start seeking consistency they start seeking consistency from you through their consistency. When somebody's being inconsistent, what tends to happen is that they start to become ultra consistent. The reason why is because they're desperate, right? You cancel on them so much that it hurts so much that they're willing to be free all week. Even though it makes them look dumb, they're willing to sacrifice how you view them in the hopes that maybe, like a crackhead, you could say yes to something. They're at such a pivotal point, such an emotional breaking point, that they're willing to accept anything that you give them. So what they do is that they just become more consistent, right? And so that's the thing. When consistency comes through too much consistency, you don't have to be inconsistent all the time, but we're going to talk about how to do this, right? The next one is that they forgive you a lot more than they forgive other people, because they want you so bad. It's like somebody who sells weed, right? And the drug dealer is always late, right? They'll forgive the dealer if they got good weed. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like people will deal with your BS if you provide some value. And the value you're providing is a toxic ass, ego-driven type of validation that people confuse as love. They still take it because it's an addictive feeling, to be honest with you. All right, if you guys enjoy these videos about stoicism, dating, relationships, self-help, moving up in life, I would recommend you guys check out some of my courses that I have for sale. These courses are courses for men and women. For example, Nice Girl, Nice Guy is a course about how to become more assertive. Natural Chemistry is a course for women that I have on how to develop strong relationships. Dark Game is a controversial course that I have for guys on how to attract women in their life and keep it. It's not as dark as it seems, but we do talk about some dark psychology in here. Psychological Game of Attraction is a course that we made for women who are single. And as you see, we have a course about how to develop charisma, emotional mastery, which is a course about how to develop a meditation practice and how to improve your emotional life, to become more resilient, to not let rejection hit you so hard, to be able to bounce back from failure. I have a course called Nice Guy, which is a course for guys who are single and guys who want to be able to develop more assertiveness training, right? Most of these courses come at $99. And there you can also purchase the bundle where you guys can purchase all of the courses in one go at a discounted rate, right? We have a bundle for women and a bundle for men. So click in the description down below to check them out. You can browse around and see the courses that you like. And if you don't like them, you guys can ask for a 30-day money back guarantee, and I'll give you guys the money back, okay? And in fact, we actually have a new one for women right now we're developing. It's called the Feminine Woman. So if you're a woman watching, this course is specifically to help women become more feminine, to embrace their feminine while embracing their masculine energy. And I'm actually going to make a course for that, like that for men, which is called the Masculine Man, which is a course on how to develop masculinity and develop masculine energy to attract women in your life, to attract business success in your life, to be able to be better socializing, to read people better. It's truly an all-around course. So if you guys want to check out those courses, click on the description down below where it says purchase the courses, and I'll see you guys inside. Bye-bye.